The enemies are in gazing distance. Bring the fire weapon!
Somewhere in the 7th century, Byzantine warships began carrying bronze tubes mounted on their prows. Out of those tubes came fire, not arrows, not burning pitch, thrown by hand. A jet of flame aimed sprayed across the water onto enemy decks. It stuck to whatever it touched. It floated. It kept burning. The Empire called it sea fire. Everyone else called it Greek fire. And for the last 300 years, we have been asking the wrong question about it. Ask what happened to Greek fire and you get the same story every time. That the formula was a state secret. That it passed from emperor to emperor and was never written down. That only 2 families ever knew it. That anyone who revealed it would be struck down. The Byzantines told a version of this themselves. In the 10th century, the Emperor Constantine VII wrote instructions to his successors. The fire had been revealed by an angel. It was given to Christians alone, and it must never be shared. That's a real document. But read it again. It isn't a record of where the weapon came from. It's an order to keep pretending. For centuries, people tried to work out what was in it. The first theory was quicklime. Quicklime reacts with water and releases heat, which would explain a fire that seemed to feed on the sea. It doesn't survive testing. Experiments show the reaction in open water isn't violent enough to do what the sources describe, and the Byzantine accounts have the fire sprayed straight onto enemy decks, no water needed. The second theory was saltpeter, that Greek fire was an ancestor of gunpowder. That one has a harder problem. There's no evidence saltpeter reached Europe or the Near East before the 13th century. Calcium phosphide was tested too. It doesn't match either. One by one, the exotic answers failed. What was left was the boring one, petroleum. Most scholars now think Greek fire was built on crude oil, either raw or refined, thickened with pine resin so it would cling. And the Byzantines had it. There were surface oil seeps on the northeast coast of the Black Sea. Constantine VII names the source. Oil floats on water. Oil keeps burning on water. It sticks to wood, and it sticks to skin. And there is very little a sailor in the year 700 can do about it, except go into the sea and hope. That's the whole trick. But knowing what burned was never the hard part. The hard part was the machine. A jet of flame that reaches an enemy ship needs pressure, and pressure means a sealed vessel, a heat source, and a pump, built to a tolerance nobody was certain the 7th century could hit.
The Byzantine text mentions a roaring sound, suggesting pressurized projection.
In 1977, 2 researchers, John Halden and Morris Byrne, published a proposed solution. They took the Byzantine descriptions, the bronze tube, the swiveling nozzle, the accounts of a heated vessel, and they worked out how the thing might actually go together. Then Halden built it. The reconstruction fired in 2002. Effective range, about 15 meters. Flame temperature, over 1,000 degrees. A pressurized jet of burning liquid projected from period materials using methods available in the medieval Mediterranean. Not a lost secret, not an impossible formula, a hard engineering problem that turned out to be solvable. Everything we know about Greek fire's first use comes down to a single account. A chronicler called Theophanes the Confessor. He recorded that a refugee from Syria named Kallinikos came to Constantinople, prepared sea fire, and burned an Arab fleet at the walls of the city. That's the founding story of the weapon. It's in every book. Theophanes was writing in the early 9th century. The events he describes happened in the 670s. He was writing about 130 years after the fact. And when historians go through his account closely, it doesn't hold together. The siege is usually given as 674 to 678, but it's also been argued for 670 to 677, 4 years or 7. Historians can't agree because the source doesn't let them, then the nature of it. Was Constantinople actually besieged, or was it a loose naval blockade? That's disputed too. The scholar Marek Jankowiak traced why. Theophanes appears to have been working from two different sources. They told incompatible stories. He tried to merge them. But the weapon was never the thing we couldn't explain. We can build Greek fire. We've done it. What we can't rebuild is the empire that had a reason to.